The Nightbeat starts right now.
A power plant experiencing some mysterious outages tonight. The issue is putting a strain on the state's power grid. The Energy Reliability Council of Texas predicted record demand, but with so many power plants coming offline unexpectedly, ERCOT put out a call for conservation.
It's a request we often see in the summer months, but ERCOT's Vice President of Grid Planning and Operations said, quote, "This is unusual for this early in the summer season," end quote. ERCOT's Director of System Planning expressed the same idea during a conference call today.
It is not consistent with fleet performance that we have seen over the last few summers. The conservative nature of our call for conservation is due to the fact that it's going to take us some time to start that evaluation plant by plant of why these plants are offline. I think we will know more very shortly, sometime tomorrow.
The grid operator noted they are seeing 3 to 4 times the amount of plants undergoing outages as activity fluctuates. More plants are expected to come back online throughout the week. Other sources of energy like wind and solar are also being monitored to keep up with demand. But ERCOT says it's still important to conserve power every day this week through Friday. CPS Energy is encouraging you to reduce electricity use between 2 in the afternoon and 7 p.m. ERCOT says controlled outages would be a last resort if needed.
This all comes after Governor Greg Abbott signed 2 bills meant to help protect the state's power grid. The measures provided some required weatherization, and ERCOT says they visited 20 plants so far and are expected to visit 11 more this week. 4 of the plants they already visited are reported to be some of those that are offline. Critics say the bill signed by the governor is a start, but did not go far enough to protect our energy grid. Energy experts also pointed out that the bills won't really have an effect for 2 or 3 more years. Outages from February's winter storm still fresh on the minds of many. The response from CPS Energy and SAWS during that storm under review by the City Committee on Emergency Preparedness. Those findings were expected to be announced tomorrow. Now those details will be pushed back. The Night Team's Japhanie Gray learns the reason behind the delay and some recommendations that committee has in mind.
It's a matter of how long is it going to take us to actually type and make edits. It's a very boring reason for the delay.
District 7 Councilwoman Anna Sandoval is a member of the Emergency Preparedness Committee reviewing February's deadly winter storm. She says they're making sure findings about the winter storm's response are polished before being submitted. The new date for the release now set for June 24th instead of the 15th. Those findings will include a series of recommendations like changes to the statewide regulatory system, because as long as the Electric Reliability Council of Texas, or ERCOT, is in charge, there's not much cities can do.
We can do everything right locally. If the state says, if ERCOT says, you need to reduce your load, we're going to have to do that unless the state changes some regulations.
Another recommendation will be to develop an automated system that works equitably when it comes down to rolling outages. Take a look at this map of outages during the winter storm.
There's over 600 circuits in the CPS area. About 274 of them experienced some type of shutdown. Some of them got it for a few hours. Some of them had it for over 40 hours that their power was out.
The committee is also pushing for better communication with customers, something CPS Energy spokesman John Moreno said they could do better should anything happen in the summer months.
Unlike the event that happened in the winter, we're doing this during a time of day when customers can hear the message, whether it be through TV or radio or whatever means it possible, or social media. They can say, okay, well, I can do something to help reduce energy.
I don't think we were serious enough about pushing that message during the winter storm.
Again, the date for the city's findings about what happened during the winter storm is set for next Thursday. Also in those findings, we'll see how SAWS responded to the winter storm and how the public utility can improve. Japhanie Gray, KSAT 12 News.
And we'll continue to follow developments surrounding CPS Energy and ERCOT with the heat in play amid conservation efforts. The city is also opening cooling centers. Tomorrow, some centers are set to open as early as 7 in the morning. They are going to be centers across the city open during various hours all week long. You can find the cooling center nearest you right now on KSAT.com. You can also call 311 for more information.
And you look at high temperatures across the state and the departure from average. We were running a few degrees above average through most of the state. Some spots were actually a degree or so below average. We topped out just barely over 100 in Del Rio and Laredo, El Paso as well. Otherwise, we were mostly in the 90s for highs. 96, the high temperature officially in San Antonio today. So we're feeling the heat, but that's just 3 degrees above average for this time of year. The record being 105 set back in 1998. And that gives you an idea of the potential for this time of year. Tomorrow, very similar, mid 70s in the morning. By the afternoon, we make it well into the 90s again, mid 90s for most of us, back to the century mark, closer to the Rio Grande. We'll be back to talk about the tropics, moisture in the Gulf we're tracking, a new tropical storm, and some thunderstorms in the hill country now. A lot to cover coming up. Steve.
Thank you, Adam. A search along the Guadalupe River is over. 2 bodies pulled from the water, confirming their family's worst fears. The body of 30-year-old Victor Villanueva was found this afternoon. 22-year-old Cassandra Kendrick's body was recovered yesterday. Investigators say both people were in the river trying to rescue a pair of children who were swept away by the current. Their children were rescued by Villanueva and Kendrick, but they could not stay above the water.
A post on social media leading to controversy. It involves a local coffee company, the sheriff's department, and a county commissioner. Tonight, we are learning it could spark a criminal complaint. Tonight, County Commissioner Trish DeBerry says she will not be silenced, bullied, or intimidated into handing over taxpayer funds, which she says will be misspent. The quarrel started in April over the withholding of funds to the sheriff's office for a new boat. The Night Team's Patty Santos tells us how it all spiraled into personal attacks last week and what happens next with that request.
There were threats not only against me, but against my children.
Commissioner Trish DeBerry says her staff has been fielding hundreds of texts and social media attacks, but most concerning, threats over what she calls misinformation posted by Jared Taylor, the executive vice president of partnerships of Black Rifle Coffee Company, a week ago.
As one of the first females on the court in some 25 years, it's incredibly disappointing to me for me to see 800 texts that are offensive, foul, vile.
The post attacked DeBerry for delaying Sheriff Javier Salazar's request for a new boat. The previous day, the coffee company had made a $32,000 donation to the Sheriff's Foundation for the boat. 800 comments and hashtags, many of which used words that insulted females and cannot be said on air.
I don't think they were given the full story regarding my questions, and I blame the sheriff for not giving the full context.
Judge Nelson Wolf condemns the sheriff's failure to speak out and says he won't support the use of any taxpayer funds to maintain the boat until the sheriff presents a detailed plan about the cost. What's more, DeBerry says the county has access to boats, one that the sheriff was seen using just last October.
There are some 5 boats by SAPD and really the Parks Police. So there are boats available. The ESDs, Emergency Service Districts, some of them have boats.
The sheriff issued a statement saying he didn't know about those comments until the letter came out. He also says he's preparing a plan for commissioners on how to get that boat, and it won't cost taxpayers.
I won't ever be silenced regarding what is in the best interest of the taxpayer, so shame on you.
Patty Santos, KSAT 12 News.
Now, the sheriff would not say if the boat has already been purchased, nor did he denounce the comments made against DeBerry by a number of users. KSAT reached out to both Black Rifle Coffee Company and Taylor for comment, but we have not received a response. Meantime, the post is still on social media.
One family is calling for the resignation of Sheriff Javier Salazar. Military veteran Damian Daniels killed by sheriff's deputies during a mental health check in August of last year. Daniels' family says after nearly a year, they were able to finally view body cam footage from that day, and they dispute the sheriff's account of exactly what happened.
We have already been heard enough. All we wanted to get a hold of the video, all that we wanted was to see the truth so that we could expose the Bexar County Sheriff's Office for their lack of transparency.
Instead of releasing the video to the public, Sheriff Salazar did release a few still images taken from body cam footage. The sheriff said Daniels was erratic and began to reach for a gun in his waistband, leading to a physical struggle before a deputy opened fire. Daniels' family has called for Sheriff Salazar to resign and for the deputies involved to be disciplined. Bexar County District Attorney Joe Gonzalez says the case is currently under review by the Civil Rights Division of his office. He says the video cannot be released until that review is complete. The case is also looked at by a Bexar County grand jury before the video can be released.
Investigators working to learn more about the mass shooting in Austin over the weekend. 2 suspects are now under arrest. The first, described as a minor, was arrested Sunday. Today, 17-year-old Jeremiah Tabb was arrested in Killeen while enrolled in summer class there. 14 people were shot on 6th Street on Saturday morning. One of those victims died. He was identified as 25-year-old John Cantor, who was visiting from New York.
I'll remember Douglas as a wonderful man. Cut down the short of life. He just got his master's. He had so much living to do.
One victim was listed in critical condition after the weekend shooting. An update on their condition has not been publicly released.
It's still ahead on the Nightbeat. Neighbors looking for relief from the heat couldn't find it here. The safety concerns that had crews closed down this local splash pad. Coming up.
Plus, the U.S. is now 6 months in since the widespread rollout of the coronavirus vaccine, the new reopenings happening, and the variant that is expected to become the most dominant. It's coming up next on the Nightbeat. Another somber benchmark in the coronavirus pandemic. Nearly 600,000 Americans have been killed by COVID-19. While cases are declining, there is a variant that is on the rise here in the U.S. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez reports.
A moment of silence on Capitol Hill marking a grim milestone. Nearly 600,000 Americans have now died from COVID-19. Across the country, so many, including Pamela Addison, who lost her husband Martin to the virus, reflecting on the profound loss.
It is heartbreaking for me to see this number. 600,000 people's families are going through the pain and heartbreak that my family has endured this past year.
The number of new COVID cases declining across the country, leading to more reopenings. California set to drop mask and social distancing mandates for vaccinated people on Tuesday. But 5 states with vaccination rates below the national average are now seeing an increase in infections. And on average, more than 300 Americans die from COVID-19 each day.
Those deaths are challenging. They could have been prevented with the vaccine.
Now, 6 months since the widespread rollout of the coronavirus vaccine, 61% of people 12 and older in this country have received at least 1 dose. Health officials urging more Americans to get vaccinated, with the highly contagious Delta variant, first identified in India, now expected to become dominant here in the U.S.
The Delta variant is now about 10% of all of the cases in the U.S. If you haven't been vaccinated, when the Delta variant comes to your town, it is much more contagious and more lethal.
Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News, Los Angeles.
More pop-up clinics will be opening up tomorrow to help provide more access to vaccines. The first clinic will open up at 10 in the morning at the First Church of Nazarene. We have the full list of clinics on our website, KSAT.com.
Is safety concerns leading to the temporary closure of a splash pad in Universal City? Signs were up, water turned off as crews reported to the site to remove a large amount of bees that made their home in a nearby palm tree. Universal City Police made the announcement on their Facebook page. They did not say when the splash pad would be back open. An update that was expected to be announced most likely on the police department's Facebook page. Talk about an untimely arrival.
Yes, indeed. Meantime, let's take a live look outside with City Cam here. 79 degrees out there right now, Adam. But boy, have the last few days just been vicious.
Steamy.
Yes.
Yes. It is June in San Antonio, and we're feeling it all across Central and South Texas. And really, temperatures aren't going to change a whole lot in the coming days. So you look at our headlines here, and yeah, we're going to stay hot, mid-90s, which is really a few degrees above average for this time of year. But we're not accustomed to it right now because we were so spoiled in May with those well below average temperatures that this is kind of a shock to our system. Isolated showers here and there next few afternoons as well. And then some tropical moisture we're watching. Yes, in the Gulf of Mexico. So we're going to talk about all that, starting with the rain that we had pop up today. Some of this was developed by outflow boundaries. This is the past 6 hours on the radar. And you see a lot of the activity in the hill country and even east of San Antonio. Some of it started near Houston and it pushed westward, made it to San Antonio. You see a few of them even popped up right over basically 410, especially on the south side. We picked up almost half an inch of rain. So right over Bexar County and parts of San Antonio, we had those pop up. A few lingering out here, some lightning and thunder associated with that near Lakey, and this is drifting slowly to the southwest and should gradually start to fall apart. Uvalde, it's just north of you right now. Lakey down toward Concan and just north of Uvalde. But where you see these darker greens, that's where we've had over an inch of rain. I mean, 1 to 2 inches within some of these downpours in southern Kerr County and northern Bandera County, and even along the coastal plain in southern Lavaca County. Some radar estimates on the order of an inch or more. So that's what happened out there today. Again, a few lingering showers and storms, parts of the hill country drifting to the southwest toward Uvalde and even Brackettville. The Big Blue H, the upper level high. Right now it's centered basically over the Four Corners states. Last week it was almost directly overhead. So it's got displaced to the west. That puts us in this northerly flow. And with that northerly flow, sometimes we get these little ripples in the flow and the disturbances, and then they help kickstart some showers and storms. And I think we'll have similar conditions the next couple of afternoons where we'll have some just popping up and then others being developed by a few disturbances. Now, speaking of moisture and rain chances, we've been tracking this moisture down in the southern Gulf of Mexico. I even referenced it a little bit last week. And yeah, there is the probability of it developing into a tropical system, or a system that's basically tropical in nature. Maybe a tropical depression. Can't rule out it getting a name and becoming a tropical storm. But what we're watching is the moisture with it. And where would that moisture go? Right now, all indications are that it's going to stay east. This is basically a measurement and then a forecast of the total moisture just in our air from the ground to tens of thousands of feet above us. The red indicates that really deep moisture. And notice how that really deep moisture, you get into Thursday, Friday, Saturday, it stays well east of us. So we're going to be on the dry side of this system. That's the way it looks right now. In turn, it looks like we'll just be sunny and hot as that system likely brings rain to the Louisiana coastline and other portions of the Gulf states. We also have newly named Tropical Storm Bill, a low-end system right now and likely to stay out over the Atlantic before it weakens as it heads northward, likely staying a tropical storm, and just monitoring a wave coming off of Africa and the chance of that developing into a tropical system in the days ahead. It's that time of year. Right now we're 80 degrees, dew point is 68, so it feels like it's 3 degrees warmer than the air temperature. Some 70s out there. Port SA 77, Bulverde you're 79. And I do think tomorrow morning most of us will be waking up to temperatures in the 70-degree range. In San Antonio, about 76. By the afternoon, back in the mid-90s. We'll want those splash pads and pools if we can. And then a few isolated showers and storms popping up here and there. Not just tomorrow afternoon, but the next several afternoons through about Thursday. And then Friday through Father's Day weekend, sunny and hot.
All right. Thanks so much, Adam.
All right. I think the last San Antonio high school area kid to commit to Nebraska was Tommy Armstrong.
That's right, out of Steele, right?
Yeah, and he did pretty well up there.
He sure did. Didn't he start for like 3 years?
Yeah.
All right, well, you got another commit, this time another quarterback from our area, and he's got it all. He's got the arm, the height, and he's got the speed. When we come back, we're talking about Richard Torres on why he chose Nebraska. He will tell us today. There's Richard right there. And Becky Hammond, the interview with the Blazers first, coming up. Southside quarterback Richard Torres has announced he is committed to Nebraska. Torres made that announcement on Twitter this afternoon, thanking his coaches, all the schools that had recruited him before telling us he is committing to the University of Nebraska. The 6'5", 210-pound signal caller, who will be a senior this coming season, visited the school during the week of June 4th and had reportedly narrowed down his choices to Nebraska and K-State. Following a visit to Kansas State campus this past weekend, Torres led the Cardinals to the district title by throwing for over 1,100 yards and 18 touchdowns in just 7 games of 4 games canceled due to the COVID pandemic, eventually losing to Corpus Christi Flower Bluff in the second round. KSAT 12 Sports caught up with Richard during his 7-on-7 tournament this afternoon.
Really, I wanted to go there because I felt the love, from the beginning. They were, like they always mention that, as soon as we turned your highlight tape on, we knew that we wanted you. You were our #1 guy. And Coach Frost is, he's a really good guy. And Coach Verduzco is a football fanatic. And then Coach Lubrick is a mastermind with the offense and everything. So I just loved it there. The people there too were really good to me and my family. And, it just felt right.
Already got the hat on. Spurs assistant coach Becky Hammond is poised to make history again. She is scheduled to interview for the vacant head coaching position for the Portland Trail Blazers this week. That's according to ESPN. It says the Blazers also intend on interviewing both Mike D'Antoni, who's currently an assistant coach for Steve Nash and the Brooklyn Nets, and Chauncey Billups, who is an assistant with the LA Clippers. Hammond is also interviewing for the vacancy in Orlando, according to The Athletic. Hammond joined the Spurs coaching staff in 2014 after a 16-year playing career in the WNBA, becoming the first full-time female assistant coach in the 4 major sports in North America. She became the first woman to lead an NBA team in the Summer League games in 2015 and became the first woman to coach an NBA team during the regular season when Pop was ejected against the Lakers last December. Now she is poised to make more history for women in sports. Meantime, the Phoenix Suns have been able to sweep the Denver Nuggets out of the playoffs by taking Game 4 over the weekend, 125-118. In that game, Devin Booker got the Suns off to a great start and finished with 34 points, but it was Chris Paul who fended off any attempt by Denver to rally, finishing with a season-high 37. After the game, Paul shared an emotional hug with former Spur and current Phoenix head coach Monty Williams.
Has been through things in his life, that a lot of people don't necessarily come back from. The mental stamina, who he is as a person. Basketball aside, he means so much to me and my family. So to be on this journey with him and to see it paying off is nice.
Chris has meant so much to my career. He's meant so much to my life. I've shared it with a few people, but at the darkest moment of my life, Chris was right there. And, one of the highlights of my career, he's right there.
Now the Suns have the luxury of waiting to see who wins between the Utah Jazz and the LA Clippers with Game 4 tonight in Los Angeles, with the Jazz leading that series 2-1. A $1,700 check was donated to Wagner High School basketball team today by the Good Commission to finance their trip to Duncanville for the TABC Showcase. The TABC Showcase is to be held June the 25th through the 27th and gives a chance for students to be seen by college coaches for the opportunity to obtain a possible scholarship.
It means a lot, anytime you can get community to help you out, in certain situations, because, every kid doesn't have the means to be able to get exposure and stuff like that.
They should be able to go out and give 100% of their tryouts in Duncanville, Texas, and they're going to come back with scholarships and make not only their community, their school, but their family and themselves proud.
The Good Commission is made up of several African-American men from very diverse backgrounds right here in San Antonio. Texas baseball back in the College World Series next. The Texas Longhorns are headed to the College World Series for the 37th time and are being able to sweep South Florida NCAA Super Regional held in Austin with Game 2 last night at Disch-Falk Field. That's after South Florida jumped out to an early 2-0 lead, but the Longhorns answered with a 4-run second, highlighted by this double by Trey Valtine that is able to score Cam Williams, moving Doug Hodo to third. Hodo would score off yet another double to right, this time his catcher Silas Ardoin, and before the inning is over, the Horns are up 4-2. The Horns would expand that lead in the third when Valtine comes through again with a double to score both Williams and Hodo to make it 6-2. Then the capper in the 7th inning when Williams landed this 2-run shot to center. Texas advances 12-4 with pitcher Tristan Stevens throwing for 5 2/3 of an inning.
Let's enjoy it today and back to work tomorrow. This team's never satisfied and we know what we're capable of. This is just another pit stop on a great journey that hopefully this team can cap off with the national championship.
The Longhorns now wait to see who wins the third deciding game between Notre Dame and Mississippi State tonight to see who they face in Omaha first.
Interesting.
Looking forward to that.
It's always great to have UT in the College World Series.
Absolutely. 37 times more than any other school in history.
Yeah.
Thanks, Greg. All right. Thanks, Greg. We'll be right back.
That's it for the Night Beat. Good morning, San Antonio at 4:30.
Good night.